did not fall asleep while driving and drift away into the most, very dangerous and fulfilling dream of your life. This is another episode of Gabagool and 8. I'm Wes Dawson, and I am your Sherpa onto the mountain of life. Much like an itch on your shin that you scratch until it bleeds, I'm here, you're not getting rid of me, and I kind of feel good. Now, for older listeners, you may know me as the grandfather of funk / independent pro wrestling. Younger fans may remember me as the finely toned ass cheeks diving out your mother's window late at night, leading to you having 2 Christmases. But alas, I am just a humble, simple man who was blessed with gifts beyond comprehension of mere mortals. So we're going to move into a few different subjects. There's not much of a structure for this week's episode. I was feeling kind of loosey-goosey. Just wanted to dive into some thoughts in my head. Now, I had a question whether or not you can go too far on a podcast. What is deemed acceptable? Especially with ongoing issues in the world, especially with political correctness kind of slamming its large, girthy self down people's throats. It's something I very much have no interest in. I feel that if you're offended by something, well, you can shut the fuck up and be offended by it and I could care less. So long as you're not saying anything that's hateful. So I just wanted to know, when people say we push the envelope, where is the envelope? Where is the bar set that you know you can't cross that line? I'm going to read out a few things that aired on a nationally broadcast network television show and is something that's syndicated across the globe. And keep in mind, this is all involving one particular character. So the main backstory of this character is that he caused a fire, killing both of his parents. He also fathered a rape baby that was at first miscarried and eventually was like punted into the crowd or something. I can't remember specifically. I didn't feel like digging into it because it was kind of stupid. He electrocuted someone's testicles with a car battery while they were tied up. Mind you, this is all on live network television. He lit someone who had a physical handicap on fire. He had a girlfriend that he had killed in a DUI accident. And remember, he was the protagonist in this story. And his nemesis then dressed up as him and proceeded to dry hump this corpse, or a rendition of the corpse, in a coffin. And he's also in real life now an elected member of the government. Yes, and that's all very real. So that just makes me wonder, is there really too much? Can you really cross that line? What is deemed too much? Is my slut mouth entertaining or offensive? The thing is, vulgarity can be a very useful tool at times, and I'll give you a great example of this. Now, not too long ago, I was pestered incessantly with a telemarketer calling me, trying to sell me a bunch of random shit. I basically told him to fuck off, called me again, and then they were the federal police going to put me in federal prison because I didn't pay my federal taxes and blah, 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 throwing acronyms at me that I could give 2 shits about. So I decided, what better way to respond than to take my old coin purse, and if you're wondering what that means, that's slang for the old ball bag nutsack scrote the old ET's eyes, squish them up real tight in my fist. I want to get them veiny, real purple and distended, okay? Close up with my phone, but not so close that it looks like a landscape. I want them to know what it was. There's a little bit of scruff on it, a little peach fuzz, if you will. I sent that picture back to the number. And much to my delight, to something that I still laugh about to this day, is that they called me back and left me a voicemail expressing their disgust in what I had done. Yes, because scamming people over the telephone or their hard-earned money, well, that's honorable work. Whereas sending a picture of your balls to some asshole who wouldn't leave me alone, that's just unacceptable behavior. So please, I would ask you now to take a listen to his message.
So you're having fun sending a message with your whiny image. Wow, bravo, huh?
Bravo indeed. This was something I was immensely proud of. The fact that I ruined his day to the point that he called me back to leave that message was not only a success, it is a cherished voice clip that I keep saved in my phone for those days where you're feeling down in the dumps. I just play that voicemail back and I think, I'm sure he was sitting at his supper table and said to his wife, I just don't get it. Who sends a picture of their balls? It's disgusting. Who does that? This man should consider himself lucky, truly blessed, because honestly, it takes a lot more work if you want to see a picture of E.T.'s eyes. Now, as exciting as that clip was, it also made me realize we're now nearing the end of the episode. So for this week, we're going to try and go quickly through good, bad, as well as some upcoming subjects for next week's episode. Keep you guys in the loop so you know, hey, this weekend I don't got to stress. Whoo! We know what's going to happen on Gabagool and 8 next week. So good, bad. A good, skip the dishes. They have great commercials, a great service, good prices. The bad. If that commercial does not contain Mike Marston in the ad, you can fuck right off. I want nothing to do with your shit fucking company, okay? Now, Mike Marston is a man that I don't really agree with much in the ring, and I certainly don't agree with much out of the ring. To be quite frank, we don't like each other. The only thing I like about him is his goddamn beautiful flowing hair. It's like a beautiful hazel ocean just waiting to be tamed. But I gotta give it to him. His social media accounts are thoroughly entertaining. So follow him on Instagram, Facebook, and all those other delicious social media apps at Mike Marston Brand. That's Mike Marston Brand. And he has way more followers than me, so maybe don't follow him just yet. The other good would be foods that turn your pee and feces different colors and consistencies. For example, asparagus for the smell, beets for the coloring, and corn for that delightful ribbed texture. And the bad, there is no real bad when it comes to foods that affect your excrement. So upcoming for next week, blind people, a legitimate medical condition or just real fucking lazy? Some will say there is nothing funny about rape. Well, we'll put that to the test when I recount the time I believe I was date raped at a NoFX concert. And then I recreate some famous movie scenes live on the podcast, starting with American Pie. So, for your chance to win $800 before next episode, just remember,